that framing.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about it is if you do that, then you get right in on the person's rusty caduceus. So now I'm going to get us started here.
Right, so now, is this broadcasting live, right?
Yeah,
okay. Streaming live, not broadcast.
Yeah, well, in a sense.
I'm an analog man.
Yeah, you're analog.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the wonderful come on, that's
Poetry rocks! Let's go!
I'll stop that now. Good. Thank you. And Alan Harris, who's coming up to break open the second half of this series?
Well, our first reading of the second half will be the Cosmic Poet.
And he is new here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's show him how it is. Come on, people.
Christ, I love them. I can hear myself think. All right.
Greetings, thank you. I'm the Cosmic Poet, and this piece here is entitled Movement Without Motivation. Movement without motivation. This is the key to self-emancipation, relation to soul, connection to wealth, mastery of experience, gain focus with every breath that's felt, melting in all directions, letting go in every second, lasting the whole route without trying to go any direction, just movement in its utmost simplistic form. Just tap into it and reap rewards infinite, far from the cosmic norm. Deform all constructs into something that inspires a new influx of ideas and creations to flow from your magic thrust. Discuss with none, embellish no wisdom, relish in its already done. Be and feel infinitude of a glorious spectrum. A lesson for the ages is to no longer go in stages. Be instantaneous. Be in constant cosmic flux. Never trust anything that is outside of self. When you gather the force to know this, your sole purpose is truly felt. In every direction, in each known category, every story has an ending, but yours, it keeps on going like a never-ending glory. Employ the oversoul combined with spirit to break the mold. Stop to take hold. Take a chance. Dance a dance never before rehearsed. Just appears in a glance. An enhanced version of you awaits you on this ride. Will you follow your passion, or will you let the outside lead you astray from your inside high? Aligned, it's not hard to do. The only thing that's hard is your ego that's bruised. Soothe your wounds with a fuse of understanding and love to groove away from all distress, from all known problems, away from all karma, just inside of your nirvana. A sauna of enlightenment awaits your spirit's righteousness. Finding bliss is all there ever was, so let's link up to our kingdom. How can it miss? It's impossible. How can you quit? You're unstoppable. How can you tarnish something that's more pure than gold? That something is you. Your heart is magnificent, so let go.
Cut.
next, our keynote speaker for the evening, who is back again, Mr. Hal Robbins.
Dr. Robbins. Dr. Robbins.
You get the word for the most.
I try my best.
There is that we can't forget, so we declare, no matter what, with a certain satisfaction. Then, what happened? We forgot. Mental structures fall to ruin, weathered by the winds of time, not shored up with beams of memory, scaffolding of rote and rhyme. Nor expect fond recollection to return the way you think, or to find the strongest memory equal to the weakest ink. On the landscape, light is changing, as the landscape changes too, while more changes, undetected, come, dear, between me and you.
Hal Robbins.
That was yours, right? Hey, you read his own. I love it.
I would kill for your vocal quality. But then any excuse to kill. There's really something wrong with me. Up next, Zane.
Zane, come on up, bring him up here. From the 16th edition area, the zone of free speech as we know it and love it.
Hi there, guys. My name's Zane.
Hey, Zane.
He's nearsighted.
Yeah, I can't see far away. I've never really understood the difference between the two. But yeah, I got two James.
Being right-handed and left-handed.
Yeah, I got two things. Feel like switching it up, some old shit, some new shit. So yeah, thank you guys for being. Existing is a sport, and I smoke too many cigarettes to run fast. And all the refs are baked and blind, and the field doesn't have lines or numbers, but the crowd shows up incessantly wearing jerseys poorly stitched out of hand-me-down skin. We're all cheering for the same person to fall over, selling $7 hot dogs because we can get away with a monopoly. The loudspeakers repeat the same mantra over and over again until we forget what our own tongues feel like. God is good, but beer is great, and I saw a fight there once. Some guys with blue over their skin took the fighters away. I have to imagine it was something better than stadium. Didn't realize the open air was actually ceiling. They must have had a scientist buried underground with a Bluetooth headset where Jimmy Hoffa was supposed to be. We love the faceless answers. It had been 2 Sundays straight since I left my seat. Then the sun came up again and I got excited because I decided I didn't need pupils anymore. And then the sun came up again and I got excited because it meant that it was going to go down again. And night is the best time for clocks to shoot themselves. We all forget how to read, and flowers don't grow from astroturf, but I saw a baby with earmuffs on, and she looked so happy in that oblivion. Maybe I could be happy. Maybe I'll like sports. Thank you. That's a poem, and this is another one. Never precise enough. Dress myself up in sorry or blue, or I didn't really want to wake up today, but the flowers are weeds. I have dirt all on my fingers. It feels like home, or 35mm photographs of times I do not remember, but I remember a page burning up from the edges. Fire is so constant, huh? Replacing a hum with background noise that sounds a whole lot like lullaby. You know, sleep is sleep, and I am not sleeping, but I've got a grand old disease that follows me like the pet I never wanted. But what I wanted is always the question, and the question is, why does she still like me, and why can I not stay awake throughout the day? I wake up, and I wake up into burden that feels a whole lot like Mirror or Pet Cemetery. I have a friend.
And she's my friend. I know she's my friend because on senior prom night, I got so fucked up, I spent hours in front of the toilet after throwing up on myself, and she stayed with me, and this friend has stayed with me, and we've got some sort of promise to not let Ocean be permanent home, but only a place to be when we don't have enough understanding of how small we are. Weeds. Growing on my palms now, it's funny how all the cracks allow something to grow. Repetitive and idiosyncrasy is a joke. I am the same energy that used to make up my mother's mother. Isn't that something? But the something is that I feel like I'm repeating every single person before me. Something special in that home of swiveling beds and beeping screams of dementia and staircases leading only down. Once you're in the basement, there's no way out, and bare feet, and train tracks holding a ring I lost somewhere at work. I'm a great excuse to keep pretending you love yourself, huh? Guilty by association of a pet that keeps following me. I give him great names, but I don't seem to remember any of them today. I'm not manic enough to paint you a picture today, but the space in between my sleep and sleep smells like you sometimes, and you is pretty vague, but I know it's you when I close my eyes to see what heaven looks like, and I know I'm in it and you aren't, but that house is still there, and the people living in it probably don't even know how much cleaning we had to do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zane.
Zane. Our next reader, the very wonderful Garrett Murphy.
Garrett Murphy is in the house.
Garrett
Murphy. Then we'll have our mini feature, Mr. Greg Pond, who is also in the house. He's looking around. Where is that man?
I don't know. He's looking every way he can.
Nora Salmon, many for the price of one. In the wake of a horrible tragedy in Orlando, whose numbers were murdered and no more were wounded, the law and orderlies, unable to deliver their brand of justice to the real assailant who has slain himself, somehow realized they actually had a smorgasbord waiting in the wings. The assailant's widow. But of course, go for the wife. Remember, she's Muslim and a color too. So it doesn't matter if she knew nothing as she claims, or was battered and bullied by her husband. Big deal. She is automatically guilty by association and not just with her husband. She gets new batterers to pummel her, more bullies to cow her, since the real killer went and deprived them of their shot at bogus cojones. Is ripe for the picking, many for the price of one. And with her, the law and orderlies get a bonus they could never have gotten with the actual killer, a woman. Now they can utilize their fantasies of dominance, a better bang for their counterfeit buck. Mario Woods has his day. The San Francisco Police Officers Association, in a recent public performance concerning the execution of one Mario Woods, displayed solidarity in their usual petulance, even after being given the chance to go first when the supporters of Woods were listening. As soon as POA was done whimpering about how so few of the populace would give them accolades for killing another man of color, not to mention the proposed Board of Supervisors bill honoring a day for Mario Woods, SF's supposed opponent walks off in a huff, but not before threatening the Supes with all kinds of damnation. That warning did accomplish one thing, a most pleasant surprise. It united the Supes into acting as one, namely to make that day for our Mr. Woods the no-pun law of the land. In a futile attempt to save the performance, the POA wails enough waterworks to empty Hetchetchy about what about the officers who died in the line of duty. Someone neglected to tell the POA leadership that many officers do have various days, overpasses, intersection, and others named for them for dying in the line of duty. Now it's long overdue for someone to be honored who happened to die in the line and miss duty. And this just in, infantries and babies, including the crybabies, are considering joining forces to the SFPOA for the defaming impersonation of the characters. Safe and sound. Here you sit in your suburban abode, well beyond the security gate, on the quiet side of the sound wall along the thruway, at home watching the news on TV, reveling at the story about the newly erected border fence, and the resurrection of old crows. But it's not enough. It never is enough, and they keep on coming. They never stop coming. Soon there will be nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide. Walled in, cut off, suffocation is imminent, and they're still coming. It's enough to cause one to commit the capital offense of building a bridge.
Garrett Murphy!
Garrett Murphy!
Up next, our mini feature for the evening. A man who I don't know personally, but I wish I did. And Mr. Greg Pond!
Greg Pond! Oh yeah, let's get yourself settled in there, Mr. Pond.
I decided I was going to read something old, or some old things. These poems they're pretty much the same poem, kind of. They were all written about an incident that happened about 5-6 years ago when my house was vandalized. And there was a photo of Billie Holiday, which was on the wall and was damaged. And that became the image for the whole situation. There were a series of break-ins. So, anyway. As I said, they're pretty much the same poem, but kind of said in different ways. Billy Broken. Billy Broken, glass in one hand, clad in black sweater, crew neck, plaid pants, awaiting her cue with eyes downcast, teetering on the jagged edge of jazz, just before the saxophone's blast drowned out the sadness in the song she sang. Billy trapped behind battered glass, veiled by a frame so randomly smashed it left lines on her face, like a spiderweb map. Left me to lament the loss of the lady on my wall, watching crystal shards fall from the classic photo to the shattered floor. Billy hanging like a worn coat rack, waiting and wasted at the microphone stand, cut along the jagged edge of jazz, broken glass cradled in one hand just before the studio band played through the night, just before she sang the blues in black and white, wearing a silver pendant with hair pulled back tight. Billy cracked, ice-filled glass. Life splintered on the jagged edge of jazz, left her with puffy hands, swollen face, made her shoulders sag. Waiting at the microphone stand, holding a vodka in one hand just in case her voice might crack under the heaviness of the song she sang. Just one moment before the first note crashed, a moment captured, a second before the vandal's damage left a busted photo dangling on my twisted wall. Billy Broken, glass in one hand.
I love that one.
Billy Twisted. Billy's twisted, she's quite a sight. Decked with silver pendant, checkered black and white. Glass shard jammed in cracked photograph. Just below the hand that holds the drink she lifts to sip before signaling the band to begin. Hiding on the outside what she's feeling within. Shoulders slumped in front of the microphone, standing gaunt and thin. Skin scarred, arms tracked. Elmer's glue just won't do when it comes to shattered glass. Picking up the pieces, looking down, worn out and zapped. Just as the music began, her fingers snapped. The cymbals crashed, that the vandals trashed, leaving the lady of the day with a face full of cuts and a 2-inch gash. Still able to sing, but barely able to cling to the jagged edge of jazz. Now, what else is there for me to do but sweep up what's left while the lady sings the blues? Her song echoes through the busted photo frame, notes so fragile they crack like eggs, the empty shells of our shared pain. Witness to all the damage a classic print contained, I hear her voice haunting whenever I think her name. Slouching at the mic, Billy's quite a sight, hanging by silver pendants in broken black and white. You're pressed enough? Okay. A little bit more.
Okay.
Billy gone.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Billy's gone.
Not again.
Oh yeah. Dented pane, picture frame jacked, leaning like a lush about to fall, crooked tilted all out of whack, victim of a vandal's anger and dangling like a participle trapped in the middle of a song, behind the crystal spider's web, ready in 2 fingers to snap. Billy's gone. Not sure if she'll ever be back. She felt she no longer belonged after the string of vicious attacks. A bunch of thugs broke onto the set. Then one called out, "Let's get Billy next." So they bashed and they bruised, and when they were through, she was left hanging on a rack. Billy's gone. Didn't even stop to pack. She abruptly left the concert hall following the last curtain call, taking her bow as the stage went black. Wiping beads of sweat from her brow that were actually chips of glass, she accidentally cut her hand along the jagged edge of jazz. Billy's gone, faded gray from white and black. She no longer hangs out at the microphone stand, a shot of vodka held aloft in a fractured hand, pining over some no-good man who stole her love and money, then ran and had no plans of ever coming back. Billy's gone. And the most interesting fact is that after ransacking my home, rearranging my life, twisting my soul, and despite all the things they either trashed, abused, or stole, despite her leaning precariously, at least the thieves had the decency to leave Billy's blues alone. One more. Billy Blue.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
While sweeping bits of busted glass, I felt myself transported back to the day before Billy's pain was cracked. Forever hearing the tune she sang, blackening the blues before the crash, before the hurling angry hand crumbled the singer's song to ash. Weeping drops on a shattered past, a vase, a million crystals smashed, save a shard curiously jammed under the lady's glass-filled hand. Billy with her sad face slashed, jagged ears on the edge of jazz, leaning at the open mic stand, holding a broken poem in one hand.
Yeah. That's great, Tom.
Gary. Okay. Up next is a gentleman who is known alternately as both Gary and Trump Rabies. And
Gary.
let's bring him up. Gary.
Gary.
For those of you who may not have heard, almost impossible in this room, because I know most of you keep up. The FBI director was fired yesterday.
Yeah.
So while he's clearly a sexist and guilty of influencing election in Trump's favor. He's actually a patriot, it turns out. Last night, Sean Spicer, the spokesperson for President Trump, whose job it is to speak to the press, was caught dashing behind bushes and cowering, trying to hide from reporters. This is not a joke or fake news. This is the Washington Post. As we dangle on the edge of something very, very dark, yes, it is good to share a laugh. I didn't do Trump rabies tonight because I wanted a few moments to speak with you about what a nightmare my life has been for the last several weeks, possibly because of Trump rabies and my activism, possibly just because of coincidences that are jammed together in a frighteningly, blindingly overwhelming way. I actually am pretty grateful to be here because it's been a tough few weeks. 2 weeks ago, I was attacked by someone I'd known 18 months at Mission in 16. At Mission 16, while I was trying to begin Trump rabies, he had been very unhappy when I started doing the goose-stepping a few months ago. He grabbed me and pulled me out of the performance circle. I was very angry, yelling, didn't lay hands on him on purpose. I love the guy. And this is a war of triggers, and when you're triggered, you're insane. You're not just less effective opposition. You're ready to attack your brothers and sisters in the streets, which is what they want. If you actually look at the Active Measures Wiki on Wikipedia, there's a whole list of 130-year-old techniques to destroy states from within. A big part of it, because it's the most powerful propaganda wave in history right now due to social media's effect, is turning people against each other. So, that was an incident, and then on Saturday night I was on the Visit Arrow bus going north. I walked in and sat down without even noticing Johnny, the guy who attacked me 2 weeks before at Mission 16, was passed out in the back. I was a few rows away, letting him pass out. Suddenly he woke up after a little while and saw me and screamed, "Oh shit, it's him!" and got up and began screaming at a bus full of strangers that they should rise up, unite with him, and kill me. Over and over and over. Now, Charlie Getter is a regular attending, surviving founder of Mission 16. Many people, including some in this room, told me you don't go there because it's too dangerous. Did nothing but laugh at the first one. He's a few months older than me, but if anyone there is an authority figure, it's him. I'm the bouncer. Right, Zane? Yeah. So, on Sunday morning I posted about this event and asked people specifically not to reply on there. If they wanted to reply to me about something positive, please reply directly. If they had nothing constructive to say, don't say anything. First comment accused me of being a racist and implied I deserved to be attacked. Oh, he was also calling me a Nazi in the bus. Unite and kill him. He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. Excuse me for forgetting that important detail since I'm not a Nazi. Charlie Getter was the second comment. The first one accused me of being racist because I said Johnny tried to get a lynch mob together on a public bus. I didn't have the right to use the word lynch because I'm white. Second was Charlie Getter saying that I had goose-stepped all over someone that night and said a couple of other choice things. He'd seen the video and implied that both attacks were justified, and encouraged him, according to the attorney that I've shared this post with, to attack me in the future. So those of you who know Charlie, and this is on video, if this gentleman actually attacks me a third time, and there's injury to me or him or any idiot he enlists to attack me because he's a coward, when I stood up, he just ran off the bus. If I have any physical injury, or he has any physical injury for attacking me or anyone else around us, Charlie's now got criminal and civil liability because he egged it on Facebook. You can go on Mission 16 unless they've deleted the post by now. I've saved it. This is active measures. This is turning us against each other with triggers. If we give them our power with triggers, they've already taken our minds. They've taken at least 2 branches of the government. The firing of the FBI director yesterday is a signal that the agency, which will investigate acts of terrorism, now will be able to lie about a Reichstag fire for Trump, reliably. That sets a 30 to 90 day clock going because things are moving so quickly. So when I say 30 to 90 day clock, please buy water. Lots and lots of water. If you can fill up meds for 3 to 6 months, do it. Better to prepare like I can see the future and laugh at me because I'm wrong about this. Prepare for the worst and hope it's a dress rehearsal. We are a prime target because we are a liberal stronghold. These people are calling in on their radio shows and talking about liberal concentration camps. San Francisco, San Francisco. If a Reichstag fire is going to be someplace where they don't expect to hurt supporters, please take this seriously. The electrical outlet outages last month were unlikely to have been coincidental. There was 911 outages the following week here and in other parts of the country, unlikely to be coincidental. There is very likely lots of disruption coming. What's happening to me is much bigger than what I told you about Mission 16. It's been a nightmare every day. If it's a coincidence, so be it. If it's not a coincidence, it's harassing dissidents as an organizing exercise. Very bad signs.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gary.
Gary! Our last reader tonight, the man whose tune you will be humming as you leave the theater. Poet, musician, David Erdreich.
Boom, boom! We will take care of the door prizes designed with your mind in mind. Get in on this guy here.
I'm retracting what I said to you, by the way.
All right, my brother.
I'll start with a haiku. This was all done today. It's called Glint. Silent H exhales. Alters syllable with a fleck of aureole. A true poet is merely a vessel. Her words stand alone. They are disconnected from his body. I mean, his words are disconnected from her body. Planter of seeds, planter of words, sower of seeds, sour of cherry, puller of weeds, thumber of plum cake, honeybee hum, Monsanto murders for money, brain scum. Bayer is local, and they kill as well. Chemistry, poison, a quick road to hell. Do not take for granted the murder of plants, corporate canker, corruption's romance. Round up the nuclear waste in the thimble. There's no place to store it. I hope we're all nimble. The warning of Cain on a national scale, essential, we're able to blaze a new trail. From Mark Stitchman, buddy who is my sound guy and led 3 punk bands up and down the coast, and from Anthony Braxton. These are 2 brilliant American composers who you've never heard of. Well, maybe some of you heard of Braxton. He's a great saxophone player. I think he's the only one I've seen who played a double bass, which is so big, a double bass saxophone, that you have to play it on a stand. So it has to sit on a stand for you to play it. So that Adolph Sax was quite a guy. Anyhow, first from Mark. About my music. My music exists to tell stories. The stories told come from a number of sources. A conversation overheard, a visual tableau, even a phrase that tumbles out of my mouth or of an instrument. When a source germ is in the crosshairs of my muse's attention, it creates an engine that must travel to the end of its line, whether it takes 2 minutes or 20 years. Now, Anthony Braxton. At a recent board meeting, Anthony had some wise words for musicians. After last night's performance at Firehouse 12, where he showed us once again that artists can keep evolving at an incredible pace at any age, we would like to share his words with you. Each of you need to write about your music. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? If you don't write about it, whatever you think you are doing, you might forget it. Maybe you need to sit down and ask the question, what am I doing? And write it out. Me, I'm always taking notes on my system. Each of you, in my opinion, would do a very good thing by sitting down and asking yourself, what the fuck am I doing? I say I like music. I'm not even sure if I like music, but maybe I do like music. What am I doing? Where am I going with it? Is it just about a gig? Each of us has to take that responsibility. That's a responsibility. If you're going to be broke and crazy, at least do your best. And part of doing your best is defining things in a way where it's possible to evolve. If there's no clarity, if everything is murky, then you might not be using all of your forces in the best possible way, depending on what you are looking at and depending on what you want for yourself. I would say, hey, don't be such a nice person. You need to get angry about something. You need to remember that we don't live in heaven. This is not heaven. This is composite reality. It's much better than the concept of heaven. With composite reality, everything is happening. This is why you have to navigate through form. Part of navigation is including yourself and your life. Anthony Braxton, April 2017. Thank you.
All right, you have survived. I'm going to introduce all the prizes once more time. This is extra large, you said, right?
Yeah.
Extra large, and it has from Richard
You can have it
Sandler.
as a dress.
Well, yeah, but it's so this is 1970, 2017, celebrating the time period for which they did the
It's the fifth of the longest walks.
fifth of the longest walk. So that's there. There is the $5 prize from Tom Holbrook. 4 Star Trek books, 3 based on the cartoon series, 1 from the TV series. A couple of very nice calendars, beautiful pictures. Sorry about that. I think I bumped it.
2017 calendar?
It's
Are
the
they-
no.
Well, one is from 2002, which was a pretty good year,
For bar scotch,
and the other one is from 2006, which really sucked. So.
And,
especially for bar scotch.
And that's the way the Earth used to look.
Yeah.
It
before
really
the-
doesn't matter. This whole thing is rigged anyway. So.
And then there's choosing next week's theme, being the keynote, co-pilot, mini feature, and then the last
And what
word.
a great job.
Yes, look at this guy. Give him a round. Mea culpa, no, that's the wrong thing. All right, so would you kindly just cut that deck a couple of times so we can. And while he's doing that, this is a set of open mic things that I've heard about, but the information is incomplete. So I'm thinking if anybody wants to, they can say, I'll take a sheet of that and let you know what the heck really happens with these things. So those are there just so you know. There's a place called Open Mic Poetry at the Laundry, Cassidad at Adobe Books, Smackdad at
Yes,
Dog-Eared Books.
That's going to be
The Open Mic Swag last Saturday night, Swag on Haight Street somewhere. And this is supposed to be an online call in, read your poem, and people hear it streaming. So, you know, if someone wants to do all that, or do one of them or something, you know, just take one and just, that way I can put them onto the calendar. That's the whole point. All right, so drum roll, please. If you have a drum roll, please. Thank you. Who's number 16?
Number 16 would be Garrett Murphy.
Garrett Murphy! Garrett Murphy!
Woo!
Any one of these fine prizes are yours. Let me spread them out there so we can distribute them. Oh, you gotta need to see the what's the thing here. I'm an old president. Yes. Any one of these fine things can be yours. Oh,
Got all
fill out
that,
the
yeah.
cards. Yes. You're so kind. Totally. Everybody knows everything. There we go. See?
That's what I would have done.
That's what I would have done. Number 14.
14 would be Mr. Hal Robbins.
Sir Hal Robbins.
Come on up.
Come on up. Jeez Louise. I'll let him do all the shouting because I'm an old man.
Well, I took the keynote last time. Maybe
Yes.
I'll take the mini feature this time.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take Hal Robbins, the mini DJ. I put his name here. Here's
So
the.
you had
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
You know what? What you
Talk to me.
you pick the next card.
Pick it.
Yeah, because I can do all this.
How do I do? Just grab one out of here?
Yeah, no, up from the top because
Open
that's
up.
why we shuffle them.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Number 6. That would be Mr. James Conrad. Come
James
on up
Conrad.
and pick a prize.
James Conrad.
I guess the money already went, huh?
Yeah, the money on
Yeah,
that went first.
They're gone.
See, so it's this T-shirt here.
It's extra large. It should work
Why
for
do people
you.
keep saying that like it's a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing because anybody can wear it.
I think I'll go with another one of the Star Trek ones.
All right, there we go.
That's what I would have done.
Okay, there you go. Next card.
Pick another one.
All right.
Okay. Now I was joking before when I said that this is rigged, so don't get upset.
Yeah.
Alan Harris.
No, you're not supposed to put your name in there.
No.
Is that right?
I never put my name in there because I'm trying to get rid of the stuff.
Okay, now this is tainted. I can't do it, so we'll move
What
on.
happened?
Okay.
You gotta pick a prize.
No, it's all right.
Come on, pick a prize.
David Enright, going up and take a prize. Yeah.
I want the shirt.
There you go. Now we're talking hamburger and
What I would have
onions.
done.